Number 10. Dinner time. With 2 Barbie dolls in her hands, this little girl is as happy as can be. Her family is recording what should be a loving memory for them to watch over and over again with glee. Instead, if any of them ever watch this video again, it will be in sheer horror. The girl is in the middle of an improvised skit when her father calls something out to her. I think he is telling her to come eat dinner or something like that. Based on what happens next, it looks like the girl wasn't the only one who was listening.
Sara, vem comer!
Tá bom!
As soon as the girl says something to the effect of "not right now," the Barbie snaps her head back and gives her a glare. Maybe the doll doesn't appreciate the disrespect towards her father, or maybe it's done being played with for right now. Either way, the girl throws both dolls into the air and runs away. Of course, this could be a fake video, but I'm not sure how you would make the doll's head turn like that. For one thing, the girl's hand isn't anywhere near the doll's head, and for another, you can see by looking at the doll's hair that no string has been tied around its head. Most people in the comments of this video think that it's real. Number 9. Fatal malfunction. This terrifying footage was filmed in an elevator in Chile. Jose Acevedo gets on the lift and presses the button. Little does he know that this will be the ride that changes his life forever. As soon as the button is pressed, the doors violently snap shut and the elevator lurches upwards. Jose knows that something is majorly wrong and immediately presses the emergency stop button. Instead of stopping, however, the elevator climbs even faster. There's literally nothing for the man to do except repeatedly push the button, while panicking as the elevator races up 31 floors in less than 15 seconds. Finally, he begins to swat at every button, adrenaline taking over as he desperately hopes that just one button will work and bring an end to this terrible ride. He is absolutely helpless and appears to be too scared to even scream. Unfortunately for him, the only thing stopping this elevator is the roof itself. The elevator slams into the top of the building at full speed, and inside, Jose's broken body slams against the crumpled walls. He survives somehow, but now he has severe head and leg injuries. Also, the damage to his spine means he is sadly unlikely to ever walk again. Number 8. The broken reflection. This vintage Japanese footage shows a little girl combing her hair while her mom films. She turns around to show off her new hairstyle, but when she turns back around, something weird happens. Look closely and you'll see that this girl's reflection does not follow her movements. When she turns around, the reflection stays in place. This footage would have been very hard to fake given the limited video editing capabilities of that time, but I guess it's still possible. Otherwise, this girl appears to have a very evil reflection following her wherever she goes. Number 7. The boss. If you've ever had a sadistic boss, then you'll know how bad they can make you feel. Here a manager walks up and throws some papers onto an employee's desk. She sits and thinks for a moment, then she gets up. It looks like she is going to the window for some fresh air, but the next thing you know, she has opened it up and flings herself to the pavement below. There is no sound in this video, so we'll never know what was said, or even if they were just actors. Despite receiving thousands of hits, this footage has never been verified as real. Number 6. Bubbles. Why are there bubbles in my pool? Craig Lear thought to himself as he looked into his backyard pool. He lived near a golf course in Lakeland, Florida, and he figured that someone must have knocked a golf ball into his backyard, causing tiny bubbles to float to the surface of his pool. He opened up the door and went to the pool's edge for a closer look. It had a pebblestone bottom that made it really hard to see into, so he had to stand directly over the water to look down. It wasn't a golf ball after all. Instead, it was a 300-pound killer reptile.
Oh, that's a big one.
After securing their children and their pets, Craig called animal control and had an alligator trapper come to his home. It took them an hour to wrestle the 9-foot alligator from the pool, and the whole time they didn't know how it was going to react. This story may have had a happy ending, but who knows how many more alligators are lurking at the bottom of pools in Florida right now, or if this one will ever make a return.